Casting in a long time.
Baby shark, baby shark, baby shark, baby shark.
It'd be weird if I didn't podcast today.
Well, you're in luck, Brad, because we're not podcasting at all.
We're not yet?
Ever.
Are we?
We're done. Ever. I think you got a text message. You should take
Why does it say Tom Wagner is live first before it goes to the Dogcast page?
I am cool.
I'm not saying you're not cool, Tom, because you are cool.
All right, that's great, because, yeah. Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Hey, welcome to Hair of the Dogcast, the only podcast where every broadcast is like a glitched run. Right, Brad?
Yeah, there's a lot of exploits to be made around here.
That's right. I'm one of your hosts. My name's Tom. It's great to be live with you. I'm here with, he just said his name. You know him.
Papa B-Rad.
Yeah, Brad. Hey, welcome to the Dogcast, man.
Yeah, it's
been a while.
It's been a while,
A minute. You've been like traveling the worlds everywhere from here and beyond.
It's good to see you again. It's good to have this not be in a hotel room.
Oh, my God. Yeah. You kind of got hotel face.
Yeah.
Going on.
We'll get those episodes out later, and you'll see what I'm talking about more so. If you're following my Instagram or Twitter, you probably saw some of the shenanigans, but there were shenanigans.
And we will talk about that in just a bit. But first, everyone knows that Hair of the Dogcast is a podcast about video games and beer and video games. And on this podcast, we usually drink the real live beer. Unfortunately, this week we're both a little under the weather. So
I'm not under the weather. I'm just hungover.
he drank enough for like the entire city of Milwaukee and wherever city you reside right now this last week.
Yeah. We went for it pretty hard.
My God. I saw some of the pictures, and I know you don't post the things that are like really debaucherous. So the stuff you posted, I was like, if he's posting this stuff, I can't believe the things he's not posting.
We had I don't really remember my answer, but there was a drinking game where anyone could ask you questions, you got to be honest. And a couple of the people I interviewed kind of cornered me, like, who had the best interviews?
Ooh.
Honestly, everyone was a really great interview.
Right.
Well, for different reasons.
For a little context, let's not everybody follows. Unfortunately, not everybody follows us on the Twitter or you or whoever. But where were you at this last week, Brad?
I was at Summer Games Done Quick 2019.
Summer Games Done Quick. And can you give us a little synopsis? What the hell is Summer Games Done Quick?
So Summer Games Done Quick, and then there's also Awesome Games Done Quick.
AGDQ?
AGDQ. They're every 6 months, something about that. Mm-hmm. Speedrunning marathon for charity, where it's 24/7, quite literally, for 24 hours a day, 7 days straight. They'll speedrun video games, computer games, Nintendo games, up to Switch games they were doing. And it's amazing how many people aren't familiar with what speedrunning a video game is.
Yes, it has been picking up a lot of steam.
Only getting bigger, but still, every one of my coworkers or people at the bars, not many people had any idea what it was, and then I tried to explain it, and they didn't seem to grasp it.
You have to see it, and I urge anyone who's watching who doesn't understand or doesn't know what a speedrun is to actually go on YouTube. There's plenty of videos. There's actually tons of videos of every run, pretty much, or at least the big runs they post from all these events. And I was the same way. I didn't really understand it, and I always thought, like, why would I want to watch somebody play through a game really fast? And then you watch somebody do it, and it's fucking phenomenal. I remember the first one I ever saw was Dark Souls.
Yeah.
And that game took me 300 hours to beat. And to see somebody go and beat it in 45 minutes, that's when I'm like, this is crazy. Now I got to watch a Zelda speedrun. This guy put it in 10 minutes.
It is breathtaking. And J-Hob said in our interview, his favorite aspect is it takes a single player experience and makes it kind of a group, not a multiplayer, but a group experience where everyone has memories of Super Mario Brothers 3. And it's great watching somebody abuse a game and just tear it apart, and it's fun because the audience is responding together. And it's not just necessarily straightforward speedruns. They also this guy played Punch-Out on the Wii blindfolded.
I watched that run, and everyone has to go see that, even if you don't play video games. Just to watch a guy beat a fucking game. completely blindfolded, just going off of sound cues, and then a lot of times, not even sound cues, just from muscle memory. You know,
doing frame perfect tricks and dodges to collect stars.
Yep.
And he would preface the fight with Bald Bull. He said, I'm going to lose a few, so everyone just know this. And he beats him in the last 10 seconds of the last round. The audience was flipping out. It was
Yep.
It was insane. And then they do other things. They did. There's so many things. They did A Link to the Past plus Super Metroid combo randomizer. So there's two guys playing.
I don't know what that means.
I know.
Combos, though.
It's hard to understand.
Pepperoni
All
pizza.
of the different treasure chests and major items are moved to different boxes and spots between both games. So you could find the Master Sword somewhere in Metroid, and
I did hear about that.
it's really hard to comprehend.
Sure.
And
I didn't
but you
understand it
can
when
you
I
can
read
go between the two games. And at first, the two people worked together, and they said, "Oh, I'm going over there. What do you got there? What do you got there?"
Yeah.
And they kind of work together until they get to a point where they both have kind of what they need, and then it becomes more of a straightforward race. It's really hard to follow if you don't know what's going on, but the couch was amazing for that. So they'll have someone speedrunning, and then they also have a couch of either good friends or people who run the game that can kind of explain it. And it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of great interviews.
I do like watching the commentary. You have the speedrunner playing it on some of these, and they're sometimes talking, but a lot of times they're concentrating. But they have their buddies who are also speedrunners behind them, and then they kind of discuss what the guys or the gal is doing, and just giving some context. And it's really interesting.
Yeah.
And so. You told me you were going to this maybe a couple months ago, and I was like, really? I didn't know you were into speedrunning. So, like, what got you, like, what was the first speedrun video that you watched, or what really hooked you in? Like, oh, I want to go to this.
Yeah. My brother, for a couple years, kept downloading speedrun videos, and
Is this Brian Ward?
This is Brian, the gentleman who is kind of helping run the podcast a little bit
No
over
relation.
there. No, oddly enough. And we've lived together since I was a child.
That's crazy.
No, he used to get speedrunning videos he downloaded, and I just didn't understand. But he was also watching without commentary, so it was kind of harder for me to understand what was going on. But he was doing it for a while, and then eventually I started watching
Gotta have the commentary.
some of the early games done quick runs and of Castlevanias 1,
yeah.
2, and 3. I watched someone beat those straight through, and it was my first time really comprehending what was going on.
Yep. Those were some of my first ones as well, after Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Castlevania runs.
And they're fun, and you also really kind of get that community sense of the wholesomeness. And it was that was kind of when I started getting into it, and then I started just watching highlights, compilations. It's a long experience sometimes. If you want to watch someone speedrun Final Fantasy VII, which they did at Games Done Quick one year.
Yep.
But it was phenomenal. It was a 7-hour run or
Yeah.
something.
I see Final Fantasy IX's like 6 hours, 6.5. It's like, no, I don't want to. Yeah.
Yep.
I'll watch this in spurts, you know.
If you have a treadmill and you can walk for that
Right.
long or something, otherwise you got to watch it in spurts.
So this event up in Minneapolis,
Bloomington, Minneapolis,
okay.
Twin Cities. It's been there for a while. Yeah, those are the same things.
whatever. That's all the cities.
If you want
It's
to
all-
argue with us, come to our Twitter.
Yeah, it's all Juicy Lucy's to me. If you, what was I gonna? Oh man, I lost my train of thought. No, I was gonna say, okay, so you decided you're like, I really like this. I need to go and go up to this event, and
Yeah.
so you asked your brother. You're like, hey, let's fucking road trip.
He lives
hang out, dude.
He lives like an hour south of where
Okay.
the convention is, and it's so close. It seemed silly. Like, why haven't we gone one of these years? It's something we both really like to watch.
Yeah.
So we kind of decided to go, and
Did you argue the whole time?
no, we got along.
Whatever. You guys hate each other. Yeah, go ahead, please.
No, we got along.
Good.
Um,
Go ahead.
It's definitely when you stay with one person in a hotel room for 7 days, there's a point where I just want to go play Tetris. Can I just play Tetris for like 20 minutes? I just need a moment.
Right.
Yeah,
Do
but
you guys ever have to do like the sock on the door handle
No.
thing?
no. There,
Oh, I'm sorry.
no, that's okay. But so yeah, kind of we decided we wanted to go there, and I thought, well, maybe I can get an interview. I should probably try to get some interviews while I'm there. It seemed fun, so
As a true dogcaster.
Yeah.
You got Dogcast in your soul, buddy.
If there's content, I need it.
The world needs the content.
The world
Not
needs the
just for us,
content.
but yeah.
And, most of these people that we did get interviews with, some of them have done podcasts here or there or some interviews, but they are becoming very popular streamers on Twitter. They're having a real following, and I think that there are a lot of things that they have to say that people haven't got a chance to hear.
Sure.
Yeah, a lot of the interviews we talk about things that I don't think a lot of people have realized. So
yeah,
I thought this is a great opportunity. So I started doing my research, and Spike Vegeta has been there since the beginning. So he's always been kind of an afro you recognize.
Okay.
Because he's the only afro there.
Let me see. Are we talking about?
That's Spike Vegeta, and then
the guy in the middle?
we got J Hobbs on the left, and that's Fant creeping in the background.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Okay, so let's talk about these guys. What?
So J Hobbs kind of runs the interview team there. He's been with them now, I want to say 2 or 3 years, and Vegeta's been speedrunning since 2011, and he's been an interviewer and one of the hosts for quite some time as well.
Okay.
And together they have this new channel called Possibly Bad. Possibly Bad.
Nice.
And they do Speedrunning Underground. They do a few different series on there. And I reached out to that specific email because if you go necessarily to someone with 20,000 Twitter followers, say, hey, want to talk to me? I have a podcast.
Yeah.
There's a lot of podcasts, it turns out. And not all of them have these microphones, which are the ticket to interviews.
That's how you fake it, baby.
That's how you fake it till you make it.
Shit, they spent the money on these mics. They must be, yeah.
But yeah, so I reached out to them through that channel, and then they watched some of the Midwest Gaming Classic interviews. They watched the Mortal Kombat one in particular, and they said,
awesome.
You guys just seemed professional and as if you knew what you were doing.
I've never, yeah.
I thought they were zinging me, but that was
nice work. We fooled them all.
We tricked them again.
Yes.
And
Josh, where are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had I had my first interview with those two, and luckily I got to spend a month and a half researching them, and it was almost daunting because I wanted to watch all the speedruns they've done, and I wanted to see all the content, and
you wanted to go prepared.
I wanted to go prepared, but it turns out the more you learn about this community, the more there is to know.
Sure, it's a rabbit hole.
But they didn't probably realize this, but I was very nervous. You get those jitters. You've been preparing for something, and when I met them, I was a little nervous. But as soon as the podcast started, you have the questions. It's great, and those guys are awesome. They're super laid back, and the interview with them went really great. And I strategically put the last question: "Can I party with you guys?"
Nice.
Got them.
Sweet.
And yeah, so I went down to party with. They call it the Ori and the Blind Forest crew.
Nice.
Great. And they're amazing. And down there, I met a lot of really cool people. Etiquette, Epic Cat, and Covert Muffin, and Keyzeron. And then I was able to arrange some interviews with Keyzeron and Muffin. And then the ball started rolling. Once you got your foot in that door, yeah.
It seems like the key to these events is get yourself into the party where everybody's at, and then just ask them if they want to be on the podcast the next day.
Yeah, and it's really great when J Hobbs is the first one coming in, and he says, "These guys are cool. Plus, I brought a case of beer."
So it's not really the microphones.
That's how you get in first, but then then you need the beer.
Right. Well, okay. So you met Covert Muffin, J Hobbs. Let's go. I got some pictures here that you posted.
Okay.
Let's go down.
None of the nudie ones.
And you tell me.
That is Covert Muffin.
You talk to me about these people and tell the fine folks out there.
I have never met a more genuine, warm, intelligent, heartfelt person ever.
Nice.
Muffin, he did a Star Wars Jedi Knight Academy run a few years ago, and he kind of became a meme because he has such a great laugh, and everyone just loved it, and then it became kind of its own meme. And he's been speedrunning there a while, and he's become more and more of a figure there. He ran Command & Conquer Red Alert 3. Are you familiar with this game?
I know some of the Command & Conquers, and I've watched plenty of the full motion video cutscenes.
With Tim Curry.
Oh, I didn't know he was in any of those.
You have got to watch this game. He did a co-op run with Railcoon, and it's the most bonkers game you'll ever see.
Right.
I didn't follow a ton of the real-time strategy stuff because I'm more of I'm a simple man.
I've
But
tried many times and I just can't do it.
they explained
Can you
it.
do some real-time strategy stuff? Fuck.
Give it to us.
Yeah, let us know so we can envy you and hate your guts.
Yeah. Mine was like Age of Empires, but I do want to pick up Command and Conquer now.
Yeah.
They did a great job explaining it, but I had a chance to talk with him and asked him about being a Sith Lord and meeting Neil deGrasse Tyson. The interview was great. We talked
You
about
met Neil deGrasse Tyson?
when he was in college.
Oh,
and if you
that's
want to
awesome.
know the story about that, you'll have to check out the interview.
Oh!
Yes,
Speaking of,
which you definitely should.
yeah, we're going to have a lot of these interviews that you did.
Yeah, I have 6 different interviews. So, and then besides Muffin, I also had an interview with Keezer on that day.
Okay, let's see here.
Do we have a picture of the beautiful man?
I don't know. Nope, that is not it.
No.
No,
Clearly, we're prepared.
I should probably. No.
It's got to be the one you didn't choose.
Oh, maybe I didn't do any of them.
There he is.
Okay, hey.
There's that beautiful man. Keezeron ran Pokemon Crystal, and his one run, which was early in the week, raised over $100,000 himself.
Oh my God! Did we talk about that? This is like a charity event.
It's a charity event. It's all of the proceeds go to Doctors Without Borders, and
Yeah.
it's amazing how much money they raise.
They broke records.
They
This year.
shattered records this
Seems
year.
like everyone they do, they make more and more money, or it's like a record-breaking thing. So it's like over $3 million.
I don't think anyone predicted that. Even me, because I was passed out when it happened.
Yeah, you weren't even there.
I thought you were going to cut to a picture of that. I was like, no. You were talking to Brian.
No, we don't share those pictures.
Keezeron is an awesome dude. So he ran his Pokemon Crystal run, and we got to talk with him. He's sassy. He's fun. We were drinking beers, and we got to talk about him being on an esports team, talk about his band, his history with Animorphs.
Wait, he's in a band?
He's in a band.
Whoa!
And
The Kung Lao and the Scorpions with Keezeron?
we're going to have to get the Dog Fest. Hair of the Dog Fest.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
And yeah, so he became known for an Animorphs run for the Game Boy Advance maybe 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And so my first question was, so you read the books, right? And he said, no. Why are you playing Animorphs? But he became known for that. He ran another one, and he mostly is known for running the Pokemon games.
Okay.
Yeah, so we talked a lot about Pokemon in that interview, and Keys is just an awesome stand-up dude, and I'm going to be at least shipping some beer to him because he was raving about how good Mobcraft at mobcraftbeer.com, Mobcraft, the greatest beer in town, da-da-da-da. They gave us 7 cases of beer for this thing. I'm going to praise them.
Such a shill.
I'm a company man. I'm a company man.
All right, that's all right.
In the words of Grand Pooh Bear.
Just keep pipping that dogcast. Just keep pipping.
Yeah, and Keezeron is one of the best people to party with, too.
He looks like a partier. He's
You
got
can
that
just tell.
shit-eating kind of like, hey, I play Pokemon, but I will fucking get rocked. I don't care.
Yeah, his runs are never that good. Time wise, he usually has the RN Jesus kind of mad at him,
Okay, yeah.
but they're always the funniest and some of the most entertaining. So that's why. I mean,
That's awesome.
that's why he's still just killing it and crushing it. And he's sponsored by Noble. And then we talked about how he lost a testicle with testicular cancer.
Oh my gosh.
He was joking the night before. What I said, he asked, "What are we going to talk about?" I'm like, "Oh, I'll do some research." He said, "We could talk about my one nut." And I didn't know how to take that, and I brought it up in the interview. And he said, "Well, if I didn't say it, Hobbs would have said something about it, so I had to bring it up."
Nice. Well, that's solid.
So those
Keezeron, you're a solid dude.
Keezeron's the man,
All right. Next.
the most
Who's
lovely.
this lovely lady?
That's Kung Fu Fruit Cup. Kung Fu Fruit Cup.
Hey, Kung Fu Fruit Cup.
Foo
Say
Foo.
that like 8 million fucking times in a row.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try. She likes Foo Foo or Foo, which is a little easier to do.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Foo.
Foo Foo. She is awesome. She has been a Twitch streamer for some time. She's also a partner. Huge
Okay.
following. She calls the Fruit Basket. She does cooking streams as well. She does speedrunning, but she also does like Just Dance, a lot of different things. She's been interviewing and hosting now for some time at GDQ. Just a wonderful girl. Great to talk with. We talk about...
So he interviewed another interviewer?
Everyone I interviewed was an interviewer almost.
Damn.
So...
That's a lot of pressure.
I know.
And you did well.
You haven't heard them yet.
I have not, but I just know.
They did well. They did well putting up
you
with
drank
me.
7 cases of beer and gave these people beer. You did fine.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah.
I didn't see any pictures yet. But no, she was great. We talked about females in speedrunning and the life of a streamer. There's business aspects a lot of people don't think about. I don't want to explain too much because you're going to have to watch these interviews because every one of them has some interesting perspectives that we try to make each interview pretty unique.
Sure.
Muffin, we talked about like life after death and aliens and stuff because I heard he was really into science, so I'm like, I'm going to ask him some. But I didn't even get a chance to pivot to those because he already brought them up.
Not Scientology.
No. That I couldn't get that interview.
Okay.
They're slippery.
Tom Cruise wasn't there?
Yeah, he did speedrun, though. Donkey Kong 3. Tom Cruise.
Oh,
I wish.
He's jumping up and down on the couch.
I got the glitch.
Just kidding. No, he wasn't there. Okay, so that was Kung Fu Fruit Cup.
Kung Fu Fruit Cup.
Yeah. You got to get her on the physical podcast. Physical.
She was on our podcast.
Yeah.
You just saying you want to hang out with her, too?
Yeah. I want to hang out with everybody.
That's why you should have came.
I guess. I'm just a loser.
Could have afforded a 2-bed bedroom.
Maybe. All to myself.
This is the most excellent Durango AC, and most people are more familiar with that little Rob the Robot I'm holding.
His little roommate. Yes.
Taskbot.
Taskbot. The Taskbot. Even I knew who fucking Taskbot was.
It was interesting. We were sitting there. I forget which game we were even watching. We were watching maybe the Mario block, but there was one chair next to us, and Durango just, hey, do you mind if I sit here?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can fucking sit here. Okay. You're holding the Taskbot. You know Taskbot?
Freaking Taskbot, yo.
Freaking Taskbot. Then 7 people ran up to take selfies with the Taskbot, and Durango's like, oh, well, I'm here too.
Right. So who is Taskbot? What is Taskbot?
Taskbot. So a tool-assisted speedrun. It was kind of controversial in the community for a while because essentially they're taking an emulator and they can go frame by frame dude, this is a good interview with this guy. I'm like 10 times smarter about this than I was, but he's still 1,000 times smarter than that.
I bet.
Oh, he's good.
He's going to drop some knowledge.
But yeah, so with the emulation, you can go frame by frame through a game. And also what's great with that is there's a certain number of buttons on a controller that a human can do at once.
Yep.
And they can input left and right at the same time. So eventually, you can sometimes break through. See, now this is where you really have to watch the interview because I can't explain it, and he does.
It's like quantum physics, man.
They're able to like recode a game. They took Mario World, and they were able to turn it into a Pong and Snake game with Mario's head because they can send code through the controller to the system. And so he's Durango is the ambassador for taskvideos.org.
Dude, that's crazy.
And that oversees all the tool-assisted speedruns, and those are mostly done in emulation, but what he does is he made this controller output device where it takes the buttons that need to be pressed, and it just goes plugged in right to a real console.
Okay, yeah.
So it's running on a live console, because a lot of people said, oh, anyone could just hack that video.
Sure.
But it's a real console, and that's why there can be syncing issues occasionally. If something's off by a frame here or there, that's why you can't do task runs with a disk system, because it's too variable, the disk rotating speed.
What?
Like the loading times.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, dude. I asked him one question about Donkey Kong Country 2. We talked about programmable pianos in the 20s. Really? It took him like half an hour, 40 minutes to explain it. Fascinating the whole time. I learned so much. Yeah. Did you know there's 4 more buttons on a Super Nintendo controller than what you can see like output?
I do now.
One of them can be used for specific devices like the light gun, but the other 3 were just, it's easier to go in 8-bit sets, and there was 12 buttons, so there's like, well, we'll just have the other 4 on there.
Okay, and not used, kind of just dormant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he does stuff with them.
That's insane.
If you haven't watched the Taskbot run, you can watch any of them. They did Celeste, which was fantastic. If you
I love Celeste, actually.
you should definitely watch the TaskBot run. It's so fast. They're doing things in the game that you didn't know were possible. And they had one of the developers of the game on the couch explaining, I tried that for 2 days
Really?
to make sure no one could get that. And you just got it. And he's also Power Up Audio. They did the audio for the whole event, and they also helped make Celeste.
Yeah.
And they took Covert Muffin's laugh, which is a very good meme. And there's a point of the game where you like lean on a block and it moves with you, and they added his laugh every time you touched a block.
No way.
And the people that knew who it was, which was maybe a quarter of the audience, it was the funniest thing. We were sitting with Hobbs, and he was losing it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Dwango, he was the man. TaskBot, huge celebrity. And I had
Absolutely.
one other interview with OmniGamer,
Yeah.
and he's very cool. He just wrote the book on speedrunning, literally.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
guy I've also heard of. He was in the news a while ago.
Yeah, he was in the news as well.
Ooh, scandalous.
So he wrote Speedrun Science, which is kind of the history of speedrunning and
Yeah.
a lot of the vernacular, the routing, what you need to know about it. Mm-hmm. And through writing that book, he discovered that the first speedrun record from Dragster, from Todd Rogers, he saw that there were some inconsistencies. So they actually made a tool-assisted speedrun of the game, and they tested it to Kingdom Come, and there's no possible way he got that score. So that record was stripped, and then Dwango was able to actually take the record himself because he knew it was tough, but he knew what time inputs needed to be done, so
Sure.
he just worked on it, and he got it. Wow. So props to you, OmniGamer. But
That's awesome. Yeah.
I mean, more exciting, he's really into Suikoden 2. He's got the third place run for Suikoden 2, and he did the routing.
Man, Suikoden 2 fans always run into other Suikoden 2 fans. I can't even pronounce it. And
It's the
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that's how you know if someone's a fan. They can pronounce the name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I can ask him a question such as blacksmiths or flying squirrels, and he gets it. Tom doesn't get it.
I don't understand what's going on right now. I wish I had beer. Somebody, please bring beer. No. So, how many runs do you think that you sat through or were at?
You see less than you'd think.
Okay.
I,
Are they going on at multiples at the same time, or is it always just one at a time?
One at a time.
Okay.
I saw Punch-Out Wii and Pokemon Crystal. I saw Command & Conquer Red Alert 3. I saw Kingdom Hearts 3, but I was mostly writing interviews at that time.
Okay.
The Mario block was insane. Insane. Grand
Every
Pooh
Mario?
Bear, Mitch Flower Power. So the first thing they did was a 4v4 blind Super Mario World relay race.
What? I mean, why?
Yeah.
Because you can, I guess. Yeah.
But they weren't blindfolded. It was, they didn't know the levels. Someone designed extremely difficult new levels, the hardest levels they can come up with, and then each death they rotate a different player in.
Okay.
So you get a little further in the level each time, but it's their first time doing a lot of these things.
Yeah.
And so much hype. Everyone is just freaking out because there was only 8 levels, but it took quite some time because the levels were that difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Kotaku just posted that was like one of the top one to watch top video. So I don't know, the blind Wii Punch Out thing maybe would rank a little bit higher for me, but you know, that's just me. I'm a speedrun noob.
Yeah, that was insane because that guy had ran Punch Out 1 and also Super Punch Out blindfolded before, so this was the
Sure.
trifecta.
Damn.
And he did it without dying once, which is the crazy thing.
Yeah. I'd never seen the Wii Punch Out game before, really, in action. And as he was playing it, I'm like, oh, I wouldn't mind playing this.
Yeah.
It looks kind of fun, but
That was a large number of games there. I watched a speed run of Remnants of Nazith by Epicat, and have you heard of that game?
No.
Yeah, I had neither. This is after we were drinking until like 12 o'clock, 12:20. We all went down and got on the backup couch.
Sure.
But it's so fast.
Let's play some Remnants, man.
It's kind of almost a Meat Boy feel jump, but you also have a grappling hook, and that just changes a lot of dynamics.
Oh, yeah.
By the time you try and
Commando.
I've never played that.
Oh.
It's probably like that.
That sounds pretty good, actually. Yeah.
By the time he's trying to talk about one level, he's already gotten through 2 more levels. It's a very quick run, but you don't have to know the game going in to really enjoy it. And I saw part of Hyper Light Drifter by Muffin, but I had to go pick up Mr. Taskbot. So I need to check that one out still.
Was he like done? Was he like playing like softball after school, or just had to like? I gotta go pick up Taskbot.
I had to go pick up Dwango. Turns out Taskbot was already chilling in one of the other rooms.
Okay,
he's
chill.
We talk about
in a hot tub.
Well, we talk about Taskbot's erectile dysfunction and polyamory on the podcast too. So you'll have to listen to that one as well.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and then I also watched the Pokemon Let's Go Eevee with Etiquette. That's another game that I hadn't seen anything before. I played the demo.
Okay.
But he really reacted with the audience well, because when you ride an Onix as a joke and then the audience just starts demanding that you need to ride the Onix again, it's like, it's not fast. But everyone's donating money and making demands.
Okay.
And then he said at one point you can pet Eevee, and everyone's like, pet the damn dog, dude. You got to pet that dog.
Yeah.
So then he raised maybe $3,000 or $4,000 for people that were just sending in money to pet the dogs.
Really?
It's and Keysron was really great at calling out just impromptu incentives, because there's always if you don't reach this incentive, we won't watch the cutscenes, or if you want to do an 100% run instead of an any percent.
Or save the animals.
Killer Save the Animals is a big deal. That's been a big
That's
meme.
like the deal, usually.
Yeah, and they did it again this year for the Metroid randomizer run.
Okay.
They always do a little.
They saved them, didn't they?
Yeah.
God damn it.
It's either save the frames or save the animals. Yeah, lots of other good runs.
Animals.
Tetris Effect was great. You can't go wrong. If a game looks interesting, you should definitely just check it out.
Yeah.
And if you ever get a chance to party with the Ori and the Blind Forest crew, do it. We drank 7 cases of beer and like 8 bottles.
That's my boy.
I might have blacked out.
That's a good boy.
Yeah. But allegedly I didn't make a fool of myself, so that's good.
Good. This is great to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds like an awesome time. Are you going to do it again? Would you do it again?
I would love to do it again. AGDQ, I think it's in Florida, and
in January.
That's a different experience though, because figuring out how to get all of this stuff there. I mean, there wouldn't be a table. We just film in bed under the covers, just 2 microphones.
Yeah, have like a John and Yoko Lennon bed in kind of thing. Hey,
it could work.
Everyone's got a podcast. You got to kind of differentiate yourself somehow.
Interview everyone in a different weird spot.
Yeah.
I would love to go again. I'd probably go to SGDQ again if it stays in the Twin Cities, but
yeah,
it is exhausting.
I could imagine.
I don't need to drink for a while.
And like I said, I mean, that is a long time. A week anywhere is a long time. And so a week of, just drunken fun and debaucherous nonsense. Yeah.
And I can't overstate how incredibly awesome and wonderful and generous all of the community is. They are some of the best people I've ever got to spend time with. So thank you to all of you that I got to talk with. And if you're not familiar with speedrunning, what's wrong with you? Yeah. Just do it.
Check it out. Honestly, yeah. YouTube has, go to Summer Games Done Quick. Check it out. Or some of their archives. Awesome Games Done Quick.
Yeah.
You won't be disappointed at all.
You won't be disappointed. I can guarantee it.
It is a rabbit hole, because once you watch one, you're like, oh, let's watch this next one.
And then you watch 7 hours of Final Fantasy VII getting speedrun, and you realize it was 7 hours. But it was fun.
Hey, it took me like 80 in real life probably to beat that game. So.
No, you're better than that. You're probably like 50.
Oh, I had to, no. Well, I'll talk about it later.
It ain't Persona.
I had a problem breeding chocobos in that game.
I
had a glitch.
You had a glitch?
I had a glitch.
What do you mean you had a glitch?
Did I tell you this story ever?
I don't think so.
I was one... Have you played the game?
I've bred many chocobos.
Okay, did you get the golden chocobo to get Knights of the Round? I was one race away from getting the golden chocobo, and this takes a long time. You know what I'm talking about. And if you don't, the Final Fantasy VII Remake, when you play it in 10 years, you will probably figure it out or get to know my pain too. Anyways, I was one race away from getting the golden chocobo, and my sister came downstairs and she was running around and she unplugged my PlayStation, and I hadn't saved, so I had to start all over. And that's the only time I ever felt like I wanted to kill a sibling, and actually felt enough rage. And then,
Sisters are the worst.
yeah, I'm a pretty passive guy, but my mom had to hold me back and be like, "What the hell is wrong with you?" And then I'm just spouting nonsense like, "I had chocobos," and my mom's like, "Do you need to go to the hospital?"
I damaged my brother's Final Fantasy VII disc. I'm sure Brian's watching too.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. God damn it! Way to go. Yeah, but you guys forgave each other, and now you slept in the same room together for a whole week.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yep. He was nice enough to take the floor, and I had the bed frame. It wasn't bad. It wasn't
Was there
good.
a mattress there at all?
Well, we had to put it up on its vertically to
Yeah.
keep it out of the way.
But you
And
couldn't bring it down like at night?
we'd have to move everything that we had stacked up to hold the phones for filming.
Oh my God.
It would have been too long of a process.
Right.
Yeah.
Next time you got to rent the studio. Do it up.
You want it to also be in the hotel because it's super easy to grab someone and say, "Do you have 10 minutes to come up and do something real quick?" Podcast wise. We're not abusing Blanca, which comes up in the Spike, Vegeta, and J Hobbs interview. Check it out.
Nice.
Yes.
Can't wait to hear that one. But yeah, I suppose you got to keep everything at the ready, just ready to go. You never know. Podcasting
Yeah.
can happen at any time. It's like that.
I really wanted to get Pooh Bear on, and he's so busy. He came in and he got out of there pretty quick afterwards because Mario Maker 2
Oh, baby.
has just come out. I picked this up on the way home, and I got the last lunchbox at Target.
I forgot they had a lunchbox. I would rather have the lunchbox than the game, I think. Although, I do want to play it.
Do you eat lunch?
I only eat boxes.
Okay, well, if you're in luck. That sounded different than I thought.
No. Sorry, I didn't. Metal ones. Okay, so you haven't played this yet, have you?
I was a huge Mario Maker 1 fan, so I already know kind of what to expect.
Yeah.
And I'm so jacked to play this maybe tonight. I have to unpack and still.
Right.
Well,
I never made a level. I enjoyed playing levels for the first Mario Maker. But I really want to play the campaign on this one because I hear it's actually pretty good.
yeah, and it's fun every time you play it too because there's just different levels.
Yeah.
It's different every time you play it, which is great. Keeps it fresh.
Exactly. And you get to rebuild Princess Peach's castle, which has been decimated by the Undo Dog. Or so I hear.
Undo Dog.
The Undo Dog.
I like that.
Whatever. But
Did you hear the Dogcast is streaming? You heard of those guys?
nope. Have you so outside of so outside of picking up Mario Maker 2 on your way here, have you picked up any other games that you haven't played?
Yeah.
Or what's next on the docket for Brad after this? Do you need a break from games after being around games for so long? Just an onslaught?
No.
No.
I want to play more. After seeing people
Really?
play games that much, you kind of just start fiending a little bit. So
Yeah.
I was chilling at my brother's place this morning, and I guess I'll just watch the history of Pokemon Snap Speed running. That sounds like a good cup of coffee.
Right. It's like methadone. You just got to slowly
Ease
wean
off.
yourself off of it.
Ease off of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do have Katamari, which I purchased, and I'll grab a level here or there.
Yep. You have to.
It's such a
Katamari waits for no man.
I got a couple new books though, so I want to do some reading, but we'll see how it
The hell's
goes.
that? Who are you?
It's a new Eyes Wide Shut book. I'm very excited.
Oh God.
They should make a game out of that.
Eyes Wide Shut in parentheses is actually Twilight. We know.
Dude, what?
We know. It happens. But
What have you been playing there, Tom?
yeah. Speaking of taking breaks, I know the last couple podcasts that excuse me, that we've been telling each other what we've been playing. I've been playing a lot of stuff, but nothing was sticking. And I tried to go through Kingdom Hearts 3 and just been kind of on autopilot going back to Assassin's Creed because I didn't know what I wanted to play. And it turns out, Brad, that I didn't want to play anything. And I just took kind of a break probably last week. I didn't play like any games.
Wow.
Yeah, it's true. Or maybe it was the week before. Sorry.
We're not even drinking beer right now. What is this podcast anymore?
I'm born again.
This is a therapy
I'm
podcast.
born again. I've become my mom. Yeah.
She
She
was
doesn't
cool.
play games or drink, so.
Yeah, I like talking with her though.
Yeah, she's all right.
Yeah.
She's okay. So I took this break and it felt good. I was like, you know what? I was just like playing games for the sake of playing games, and nothing out there was speaking to me, and I was actually kind of getting sick of playing Assassin's Creed and Kingdom Hearts.
You've
3.
been playing that since I joined the podcast.
Pretty
man.
much. Yeah.
No, not pretty much. Yes.
Oh yeah. Since you joined?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, from well before that too. Yeah. So it was time. It was time to distance myself. But however, last Tuesday, we had 2 games come out that really tickled my fancy. So I just want to tell the world that I'm back playing games again.
Tom is back. We miss you, Tom.
Thanks. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Judgment?
I feel it all the time.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yep. Welcome to today.
I haven't heard of this game though.
Okay. This is from the group of people that made the Yakuza games that we talked about before in some other podcasts, but it's from Sega, and it's kind of a Yakuza-like game, only I like it a lot more. And it's one of the first games that they, in recent memory, that they actually localized with actual English voice acting, which adds a lot. But this is a detective story. You play an ex-lawyer, and in Japan, and you are now a detective, and you got this reputation for being this hotshot lawyer who ended up getting this your defendant off, which is like a rarity in Japan because the legal system is stacked.
You get them off.
Is like it's stacked against defendants. You know what I'm saying? So
It's not easy to get off.
No, it's not in Japan. So it's like a 99% like conviction rate.
I see it.
Yeah. So you get this guy off from his conviction, and he ends up killing somebody. So you're like a disgraced detective guy. So what is that?
It also has one of those cute
What?
reversible covers.
I didn't even know that.
Should I reverse it for you?
Yeah, please. I like that one a lot better.
I love reversible covers.
But anyways, it's got a cool story. I'm really enjoying it. It's kind of like twists and turns. You're trying to solve this series of murders, and it's just got enough wackiness, like the Yakuza games. If you ever played a Yakuza game,
Those guys are wacky.
They have some just crazy side missions that are just like, where did this come from? But again, the localization is really good. They put a lot of work into it, and it's so far I'm really enjoying it. Like, I can't wait to stop podcasting so I can go keep playing it.
You're going to choose this game over the other one you have down there.
Oh, I've been playing the other one, but it comes with an asterisk. So,
I've heard about it.
have you guys heard about this one? It's called Bloodstain, Ritual of the Night. This is the spiritual successor to Castlevania, Symphony of the Night. And it is really freaking good, man. Like, this is the best, no hyperbole. Well, maybe a little bit, but I played a lot of these, but it is the best like Metroidvania game that I have played. At least feeling wise, this game, it just felt like a glove. Like, just hitting the start button,
Mm-hmm.
you go to the into your name screen and you hear the oh, like the chorus. So this is from
Igarashi.
yeah, Koji Igarashi, one of the men behind Castlevania Symphony of the Night. This is the only project. This was a Kickstarter project. This is the only one I ever backed, like 4 years ago.
You chose the right one.
Yeah,
Chose the wrong system.
but yeah, there comes with a caveat. So I opted for the Switch version, thinking, hey, this is like the ultimate. It'd be so awesome to take this, portably anywhere I wanted to go. Unfortunately, it released in not good shape compared to the other versions, and they're supposedly fixing things. So the thing that I noticed the most at first when I started playing it, I'm like, oh, it doesn't look too bad. You know, I heard a lot of the talk online about it and the problems, but before I even read any problems, I remember, pressing a couple of the buttons, especially the jump button, and realizing like, oh, it felt okay, but it still felt just a little laggy, I guess.
That is an immediate turnoff for me with a game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say it was like bad, but I did notice it. And usually I don't notice too much unless they're really borked. I don't care,
You play Assassin's Creed.
I play Assassin's Creed. I play Dark Souls. These fucking games you're just a tank.
Borkfest.
But I did notice like, oh, something just seems off here. And there was some stuttering on the graphics, but I didn't think anything of it. And then I started hearing, more things, seeing more comparisons between the versions. So I'm like, fuck it. I don't know how long it's going to take them to fix this version. I'm sure they will.
Did you buy another one?
So I bought it for Xbox, and immediately I'm like, oh yeah, this is really good.
That's too bad. Not that that the Xbox one's good, but it's unfortunate that the Switch one isn't.
Yeah, the Switch runs at 30 frames per second. All the other versions run at 60, which isn't a big deal, but it was just the feel is so much better, at least on the Xbox, and I think the PS4 is like the lead version, so I'm sure that's even better. But the other thing I did notice was, holy shit, they took out a lot of like the graphical touches out of the Switch version as well when I was playing the Xbox version. So I'm like, ooh, it's missing all these rain effects and lightning and crap.
That's weak.
Yeah, I mean, there was still even some stuttering. I'm not saying like that version the Xbox version was perfect, but there was still like, some stuttering here and there that people are reporting. But all in all, I love Symphony of the Night is like probably my favorite game of all time.
Yeah.
And this is the closest game I've ever felt that just feels like I'm playing that again. And there's a lot more mechanics to it too, But I highly recommend it. If you're going to get the Switch version, I would say
don't,
or at least hold off on it, because if they do fix it, and I'm sure they'll do fine, get it, in ship shape, then it'll be worth like playing. It'll be worth having to take with you. So I'm hoping I beat the Xbox version, and then by the time I beat that, this will be patched up, and then I could just play it again on the Switch.
Yeah.
I
think it's super commendable that they released a gameplay trailer, and people were very turned off by the art style, and they changed a lot of things. They fixed it up. Yep. They tweaked some colors.
Yeah.
And badass, responding to feedback before the game comes out.
Yep. Being part of the Kickstarter, I would get monthly updates from either Iga or people on his team, and they were very candid about things they were doing, and they changed the art style fairly late in development. Mm-hmm. And everyone was like, "Oh God," I mean, I remember when they said they weren't going to do sprites; they were just going to do polygons and rendered graphics. Everyone threw a fit. But and then they changed it. They changed the graphic style even further, just closer to release. And I know they didn't release any early copies for reviewers, so people were just like freaking out, like, "Oh, this game's gonna be garbage." We waited 4 years for shit, but it came out and it's awesome. The music is by I think one of the ladies who did the Symphony of the Night music.
Mika Higashino? No, that's Suikoden.
You don't know this?
Is it right?
I don't know, but the music is very Castlevania flavor, so much so that they sneak in kind of some of the movements that you've heard before from Castlevania.
Yeah,
they kind of sneak a little bit of those into the music here, and it's really cool.
Michiru Yamane. I was listening to my Vegeta and Hobbs interview, and I said we were talking about
what are these names you're saying?
We were talking about Kingdom. We were talking about Kingdom Hearts 3, and I said the wrong name. I said Nobuo Uematsu, and I was trying to say the other guy.
Yeah,
but that hasn't been released yet. There might be some audio fixes. No names will be incorrect.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shigeru Miyamoto.
But I was Shigeru Miyamoto.
What are your thoughts on Shigeru Miyamoto? Yeah,
Just cover my mouth every time I talk, so it's always fixable in post. I listened to some of the podcasts on the drive right before I got here, just the shitty audio quality from my phone, and the content is great. I'm very happy with every interview. So they will be dropping. I think the videos will probably stagger them out.
Yeah.
Not by too much, just like every other day maybe or something. Because right now Games Done Quick is hot, and I want while people are still YouTube searching for these to be popping up.
Yeah.
The audio interviews
Strike.
we might stagger out though. Just the ones that'll be. I don't know how they'll be released audio wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I say just release them.
I'd still like to get the Midwest Gaming Classic ones audio released too.
Yeah. Yeah, we can do that. We can talk about that.
We'll just everyone brace yourselves. 12 episodes one day.
Boom.
Cancel.
Just a big dog dump.
Cancel your dinner plans for the Dog Dump 2019.
Gather the kids around the Victrola.
The Dog Dump.
I don't know. But no, we'll have to get those out because they're just, they want out. Damn it.
Let us out.
With no editing. Zero.
I played a few games at Games Done Quick.
Okay, yeah. They had stations for people to play?
They had, it was great. Didn't even talk about that. They had arcades, they had a pinball room, they had a practice room, they had a Smash Brothers room. They had tons of other things going on.
Sure.
And they had Guitar Hero set up, Guitar Hero 2 and Guitar Hero 3.
Oh, yeah, 3, baby.
I used to be so good at those games.
Yeah.
And I walk right up. I'm like, it's okay. I can do expert. Cliffs of Dover. 10.
Blindfold goes on.
The blindfold goes on.
Yeah.
That's a game where you could blindfold pretty easily after a little practice, I imagine.
I think so. Yeah, you would definitely get some muscle memory from some of the.
You have a song you can fall back on.
Shit.
I'm not as good as I used to be.
None of us are.
My hand doesn't. My brain kind of can understand. My hand can't keep up anymore. And yep.
Wait till you're 40. Just kill yourself now.
Well, I have a month until I'm 31.
Oh God.
So.
Oh no.
I was playing with my nephew this morning and my back hurts. So Guitar Hero 3 is still cool. I played some of the other expansions, which they have that Play With Me song from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Yeah.
Which is just that insane shredding. And I got to the solo and I didn't win.
I'm sorry.
It was all right.
But I would like to brighten your day just to let you know that Bill and Ted 3 officially started filming today.
Yeah.
Today. Yeah.
Epic.
Epic.
Epic. Very excited about that.
So Guitar Hero played you.
Guitar Hero played me, and then they had a Tetris Puyo 4-player like verse machine. You could choose either Tetris or Puyo Puyo, but you're playing against each other.
Okay.
And I've been playing a lot of Tetris recently, so I was feeling confident.
Right.
There's
you see blocks in real life.
There are people that even have more time to play games than me at this thing.
That's how they make their money.
Yeah, a lot of them are streamers, and their job is to beat Tetris as fast as they can.
Man, I wish I was good at games. So good.
I think if you were to take a specific game that someone's not a Mario, but another Contra or something like that,
yeah,
and you just spent time practicing it, you'd figure out the communities are so supportive in this in speedrunning. They all have their own Discords. And at the end of every run, they said, come check us out. We will help you speedrun the game. We want you to be a part of this.
That's awesome.
It's never, don't you dare try and speedrun my game.
Sure.
I am the only one who plays.
I'm the one who's known for speedrunning fucking, skate or die.
Yeah.
Too.
It's not an elitist community. It is a welcoming bunch of nerds that want to give you a hug and say, what's up, dog?
Good. That's nice.
I had a really good time with everybody.
Yeah. That makes me happy.
It's very pure.
Yeah, I would like to check it out sometime, and I would like for all the people that you met to come down here, come on the podcast again, and then we just go get rocked.
I told them that I have 2 couches and infinite beers. Yeah, I know at least one person's down in Chicago, and he mentioned possibly coming up for the Midwest Gaming Classic.
Oh, cool!
And that would be very cool.
That would be awesome.
That would be very cool.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So.
Well, it sounds like you had a week, sir.
Man, I'm going to go home and put my shit away and then sleep and then
Yeah.
not drink forever.
Not drink, but don't forget about that Mario Maker 2 in your lunchbox, buddy.
Yikes.
Look, they're just staring at you. It's a me, play a me.
Ouija.
I love it.
Yeah. What is this, though? We got a Street Fighter back here. A Blu-ray of Street Fighter.
Get your hands off my Van Damme.
It's not even open yet. Maybe we should open it and do a podcast about it sometime.
Who would ever want to do that at all?
That movie could be better in 3D.
You know, we could probably maybe even watch all the Mortal Kombat movies, but
Dude,
nobody wants to do that shit either.
we'll ask Pacino and Marquez to come up and watch him with us. That would be epic.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Just hear them, badmouth the shit the whole time. I could see that happening.
I like the first one. Maybe we'll talk about those sometime.
Maybe.
If we ever have time.
Yeah, and maybe you can join us one day if it ever comes to be reality. So, Brad.
Yeah.
Nice job. Thanks for getting all that great content. It's good talking to you.
We haven't seen it yet. I think it's great. We'll check it out. It's just, did Brad get the microphone set up properly is the only question. The rest of it's all great.
I feel good about it. I feel good.
No, it should be good.
You're a quick learner, so yeah.
Yeah, but we're going to be drinking again next time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. It's going to be crazy.
Just a much-needed break.
Yeah, and it feels good.
It does.
Maybe. But not that good.
I got 10 hours of sleep last night, and I was feeling it on the drive today. I am such a melodramatic piece of shit white male.
Just fucking
I had to talk about video games for a week. Oh, I'm tired.
God damn it.
I had to drink a bunch of free beer. My life is tough.
The struggle is so real.
And it's humid, and I'm not into that.
It is humid. Yeah.
I'd rather have winter than this stuff.
Don't be crazy. Don't say that. Not in my house.
And on that note,
Yeah, let's get out of here.
we've
Brad,
been Hair of the Dog Cast. Look forward to a dog dump soon.
the biggest dog dump you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Brad, do you know where they can get a hold of us?
You can find us. Our Twitter
These fine folks.
Our Twitter is actually active now because I found out that with Twitter, all I have to do is vomit out any thought I have. And if you tweet at the right person, they might like it.
You broke Twitter.
I did. I figured out how Twitter works, dude.
Good job.
So you can find us there
You're
at
pulling my VCR now.
maybe.
Yeah.
At Hot Dogcast. We're on Instagram. Hair of the Dogcast. That's still only Tom because I do enough of my own Instagram that I can't even get time over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got the Twitter. You got the Instagram.
Okay. Yeah.
Then we have our Facebook as well.
We do. Please come visit us. We are streaming on a lot of platforms such as YouTube. If you're watching us on Facebook, and did you know that we also have an account on Twitch? And so if you know what that is, you should go watch us there.
Because I wasn't sure about that Twitch thing, but we do. We just haven't had viewers there yet.
Not yet.
We're
going to give you a reason to go.
we're
Wait.
getting bigger, folks. We're growing, and so wherever you want to find us. We will hopefully be having another big crazy party sometime soon, so we can have another dog dump. Otherwise, about every other week we try and get some quality content out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, so be looking forward to our interviews. Follow us, smash the subscribe button. We love you.
Yes. And go watch some speedrun videos.
And drink some beer for us.
And drink some beer. All right. From Hair the Dogcast, I am Tom. This is
Papa be red.
And we will see you next time. And hopefully with our bald brother, Mr. Miller. We miss you. We miss you, Josh.
We miss you, Josh.